We're in a small town in Wales and we saw a sign on the side of the road that said Vintage Emporium, which of course I was like, we have to pull over. So can't wait to see what I find. Wish I had a big enough suitcase for this. 18 pounds. It's a really cute rack for quilts and blankets. So I've fallen in love with this oil. It's 28 pounds, which I think is really good. I really like the frame too. So really, really pretty. I think this may have to come home with me. So this bowl looks a lot like it's pottery, but it's actually wood. So 4 pounds. I think I'm gonna have to bring this home with me. There's so many small goodies in this booth. A lot of cool, I love this brass like stag bust. It's very cool. A lot of lovely gems. So I found a booth that reminds me of home because it's so nicely curated with all the stuff that I like. So I'll show you around. Lots of brass, of course, that I would usually pick up. This guy here, 22. Oh, if I could bring it home. And then this is something that I love these. 22. If my thrifting bestie was here, she would lose her mind. And down here, ooh, this is cute. I haven't seen one like this before. I'd love to have 14. Then we have to come home with me. This is really beautiful. Looks like it could be quite old. Yeah, 4 pounds, super cute. So I'm debating this picture here. I think it's just a print, but it's 10 pounds, but the color of the frame is just so good. And the blues, it's just really pretty. I'm back home, back in my studio for my epic sourcing trip in Europe. If you're watching this video, just know this is like one of many stops on my trip. So footage today is from Northern Wales. We went to the coast there to spend a few days. And of course I wanted to do some thrifting. And the place that I went to was, I did stop at a few other places and they just were, selection was just okay. But this place that we found on our way home, actually, so we stumbled upon it on the way home. My mother-in-law had remembered like spotting it when we were driving. I think I was like sleeping while she was driving out there. And she's just like, okay, like in her mind, she's like, we gotta go back to this place. I think Annie would like it. So it's called Vintage Home Styles Emporium. It has yellow signage, so anyone who is in the UK and goes to Wales can like do this. Or if you happen to be planning a trip to the UK and you want to go to Wales as part of your trip, definitely check this place out because they were phenomenal. The building was great and like historic, and the selection was so good and the pricing was good. So yeah, I cannot wait to show you all the pieces that I got. The one thing I want to preface before I get started is that the stuff that I'm picking up is a little bit different than what I usually pick up because it's a lot more like old world. And that's because, of course, I'm in Europe, and Europe is very old world. And so they definitely have an appreciation for really old art, old decorative items, and so that definitely is reflected in what I picked up. I picked up so many vintage and antique pieces of art on my shopping trips, like across like all the places that I went, and I definitely got a lot of art in this particular haul, so very excited about that. Yeah, and all the pieces that I got, I actually did not ship home. I checked them in bags in the airplane. So that's kind of a hot tip. I'm going to do a separate sourcing video, or separate rather packing video to kind of explain that whole like system to you guys. If you want to do any sourcing abroad, this is how you can get it home more economically and faster, because you can usually pack a bag up to like 50 pounds in weight, which is amazing, and then it'll be $100 or less to check it in the plane, and that's a lot more affordable than actually shipping through the postal service. And plus, you get it flies with you. You get it in hand, assuming they don't lose it. You get it in hand when you arrive versus waiting months sometime for your package to arrive to their customs, etc. when you ship it through the postal service. So anyways, that's how I got all this stuff home. So if you're just like, Andy, how did you get all this stuff home? I packed it in suitcases and put it under the plane. Okay, so let's get into the haul. The first pieces I want to show you are these amazing original oil paintings from Italy. So I thought they were absolutely stunning. I mean, look at these like gold gilded frames. They're super ornate. The subject matter is beautiful. They're Italian villages. They're from 1979 according to the back there, like this little strip here tells it. They also are artist sign in the bottom. So I just thought that they were fantastic. Saw them on the wall by the cash register as I was like heading out, and I was like, oh my God, how much are those? And they're like, I think they were like 25 pounds or less each, which was just crazy. Like, so the exchange rate in Europe, or rather in the UK right now, is really, really good for Americans. It has not always been that way. So right now, it's only like 20% more expensive to be in the UK and only like 10% more in Europe. So, which is really, really great. So sourcing wise, there's still margin for me in terms of selling. So even with like shipping, when I say shipping, like packing expenses for check bags, bringing it back. But yeah, I thought these were stunning together. They are so, so ornate and just so old and visually interesting. So I just couldn't say no. So I know this is a lot more like, this is a vibe, man. This is an old world vibe. But you know, I just don't come across this art very often, especially so reasonably priced. So I had to grab them when I saw them. So another small piece of art that I picked up is this framed like coastal scene. I thought it was really, really pretty. It was very affordable too. I want to say it was like 12 pounds. I gotta go back and look. I promise I will try to look and put the actual price on the screen as I'm like editing the video, because I totally forgot in the moment to do that. I'm trying to film like a lot of videos today, so my brain is a little crazy, but I thought this was stunning. It definitely reminded me of the scenery that I was seeing. A lot of rolling hills in that part of the country. The UK is beautiful because it's just so many rolling hills with sheep and stone walls. Just the atmosphere is just so beautiful. And so this is very reflective of what we were seeing. So I had to grab it because there's, you know, any type of original art, framed, reasonably priced, I always have to get it. And this will be available for you guys. So one thing I'm picking up now and testing out are ashtrays. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Why? We don't want to smoke. No one should be smoking. But I will say it's not for cigarettes. It's for cannabis. So depending on where you are in the US or the world, cannabis, where I live in the Pacific Northwest, in a lot of the United States is legal. Cannabis meaning marijuana, pot. And so because of that, smoking paraphernalia like this is becoming really popular because people are smoking cannabis, and also they're, you know, eating gummies and doing tinctures and other stuff too, eating cookies. But for those that are smoking it, these are really, really coming back into style, and so they actually have a new lease on life, for better or for worse. And so yeah, so these I'm picking up a lot more because they're definitely a hot seller. I have my stuff in a vintage shop up near me in Portland, Oregon, and the person who owns it, Blaine from Tiny Brambles, he was saying that, yeah, he can't keep ashtrays in the shop because people are, you know, using them for cannabis now. And also there was like an article in like one of the design magazines about it. So anyways, yeah, they're hot. So when I saw this, especially because it's like stone like this, had to grab it. I thought it was amazing. And you know, people are also using these as trinket dishes too. So it's not just cannabis, it's also trinkets and stuff. Because it's a great catch-all. Like in your entryway, like you could put your keys there, jewelry, plop, like whatever you want there. So anyways, this, anytime I see these now in good shape, I'm picking them up, trying to give them a try and see how they do. But yeah, this will be available in my Etsy shop. So the next piece I thought was just really beautiful. It's this wooden vase, and what really like I thought was striking about it was this texturing. Yeah, there you go. You see it. Texturing at the top. I thought it was so unique. It was almost like it's definitely perfect. I don't know how they got this like style of texturing. It's very, very cool. And of course it has like these indent details around it too. So I thought it was really pretty. I love the fact that it was blonde wood. I thought that was very pretty. It's very sculptural and visually interesting. So I had to get it because stuff like this, the organic shape and just the color, it just looks so amazing style. So anytime I see a wood vase that's in really good shape and is visually interesting as this, I usually pick it up. So yeah, this will be available as well. The next little piece is so cute, and I can't decide if I want to keep it or not because it's the cutest little mouse. Now, I did shine up the brass that you're going to see today. Before the video, I did like a massive brass cleaning day a few days ago, so it did not look like this when I bought it, but I thought he was absolutely adorable. I have not come across a mouse like this before. So I actually have a huge mouse that I got from another reseller in our community. This was last year. I love it. It is so unique. It's huge. It's literally like this big. It's probably the biggest brass thing that I own in terms of animals. It's huge. But I thought, oh, they could be friends. This could be the baby and that could be the mama. So anyways, I'm such a sap for mama baby stuff now. It's like I become a mom and all that stuff that I thought was so cheesy, I'm like, give it to me. I love family things. Oh my God, I swear I'm like 2 seconds away from getting one of those like really obnoxious like bumper stickers of the family. I mean, they're not obnoxious. I don't mean it like that. I just, before I was like, oh, that's so cheesy. And now I'm like, I am that cheesy. So anyways, I may have to keep this because it matches my big mama mouse. So, but I thought he was really cute. He was under 10 pounds, which is great because brass animals, brass anything now in the States, especially in the Pacific Northwest, is really hard to find. So that was one like bonus about going sourcing in Europe, is that's where all the brass lives still. Apparently they're not as obsessed, or they have more of it. That could be. So the next brass pieces that I got are these really cute, smaller size candlestick holders. They fit a slim style candle. I love these. I love having an assortment of candle holder sizes because they just add that visual interest when you have the different heights, and so it just makes a tablescape that much easier because you have so many different levels. The slim candles, you can usually get them online, Etsy, Amazon. So just know if you buy something like this that has a really small hole that doesn't fit like a normal taper, then you have to go usually for a slim taper candle. And you can find those out like at estate sales and at thrift stores and stuff. So definitely check like the candle bag section. Usually they put them in bags, at least at my thrift stores. And then of course estate sales, like always rifle through the candles because you will likely find the vintage ones you need for the vintage candle holders. Okay, so just a couple more things to show you. And then of course, remember I have more things and other hauls, so make sure you check those out. So another piece of art that I got was this huge seascape. I thought this was absolutely stunning. Another original painting, very old. I thought it was just, artist sign in the bottom. I love the really ornate gold frame again. And yeah, I just thought it was beautiful. It has almost like a little bit of a sheen. This part here is highly, highly textural. So I love that with an oil painting that is just so textural like that. So yeah, I thought it turned out really beautiful. This actually, I mean, this is probably the coast in Wales, that part of the UK. But it looks a lot like that coast looks very similar to some of the parts of the Pacific Northwest, the Pacific Ocean, and our coastline. So it definitely could look at home with someone who lives near me. So yeah, I thought it was absolutely stunning. Another original piece of art I had to get because, you know, I'm always picking up original art, especially seascapes like this are always very desirable because everyone has a love affair with the coast. Everyone loves the beach. So I had to pick this up when I got it. It was very, very reasonably priced too, which I will pop that on the screen. So yeah, absolutely fell in love, had to grab it, and this will definitely be available for sale. Okay, so the final piece is actually a little stool. So I obviously didn't bring back really any furniture type pieces because, you know, I had to pack it. So, but the reason I was able to get this shipped home is because the legs unscrew, which is awesome. So you can see, so actually the wood was turned. So anyways, I thought that was so great because we were able to unscrew all the legs and they were able to flat pack it, which was phenomenal. So I just absolutely fell in love with the shape of these legs. I love the little pattern on the top, the patina, the color, everything. Stools like this and decor are like the unsung heroes because they just are so versatile and they just add that visual interest where you have like a blank spot. So let's say you have a console table, you're like, what do I put under there? Well, baskets, or you can add a stool. You can put books on this, a plant on this. I mean, really, it's never ending how versatile these are. People, if you have a big enough console table, you can actually put it on top of a table or actually in a bookshelf if you have a big bookshelf, and then you can actually put an item on top. I have styled with stools in bookshelves before, and it looks amazing. So, very, very versatile. And on top of that, you also could sit on it and milk your cow, I suppose, if you need a stool for that. So, anyways, a very versatile piece. When I saw it, I grabbed it because I thought it was stunning. And I love that it could flat pack down. That's one kind of tip. So when you're sourcing abroad or really sourcing anywhere, and you're not sure like storing it, how it's going to work out because it might be a little bit bulky, definitely check it out because a lot of stuff comes apart that you wouldn't think. Like this stool totally came apart. You never would have known that. Big brass candle holders are another example of something. Usually those actually can be broken down into 2 or more pieces and then you can ship them that way versus having to find a long box, because I have shipped many a large brass candle holders and just broke them down, and the person, when they get them, they put them back together and huzzah, amazing. So something to think about, always like check like under the hood of the items that you're finding, and you may actually be able to get them more compact for shipping or storage in your home. Okay, so that's what I have to show you. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely let me know in the comments below like what items were your favorite. What do you think of this very ornate artwork? Were you surprised that I picked it up based on some of the stuff I usually picked up, assuming you've been watching me for a while? If this is the first video of my European sourcing adventure that you've seen, make sure you check out all the other videos, which I have linked down below in the description box. I separated all the stops out and all the hauls. They're all separated, so there's a lot of fun videos to watch. And then I give you like a little bit of background on each of the stops and the pricing and the selection based on where I was going. So definitely are a must watch. And if you're looking for more thrifting and decorating content between my haul videos, make sure you check me out on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks again for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next thrifting and decorating video. Take care.